Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Monday. Are we happy? Are we smiling? I hope so. So I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys rock. Seriously, I've had some amazing comments, some great questions. You guys are feeding and sharing all this kind of information, and it makes me want to do more. So the more interaction I get from you, the more I will just keep giving and giving. So thank you. It's all love. There are a couple of comments and questions that I want to come back and just do a video response to rather than a huge text. I think they warrant that. And the first question goes to Ali. I want to reply to him directly. He asked me my opinion on raw milk and unpasteurized milk. And hi Ali, thanks for commenting, my love. For those of you who don't know, Ali is the owner of Kinetic Fitness in town. It's a great gym. If you've not been there, it's next to Waterstones. Go and have a look. He and his wife run a great gym down there. But yes, Ali, my video on milk purposely didn't mention anything about hormones, about antibiotics, or about the chemical pasteurization process, because that in itself is a whole hour's video. I completely, on purpose, didn't go into the chemicals in there. I was just talking about the makeup of milk and, you know, the fact that our bodies don't tolerate after a certain age. So the opinions that I shared in that video were my opinions on raw milk and unpasteurized milk. In my opinion, and it is only my opinion, it's not for human consumption. It's as simple as that. You know, even if it was raw, even if it's unpasteurized, it's still got the super glue protein. You know, it's still got stuff in there that our bodies physically can't break down after a certain age. You know, it still leaches and causes calcium deficiencies in our bodies. So no, in my opinion, whether it's raw or unpasteurized, it doesn't really make a difference. At some point, I might go into the chemical processes of being semi-skimmed, skimmed, and I might not. I might just leave it there because, like I say, that's kind of a whole of at least an hour's discussion in itself. There was also, on one of the shares, a comment a young lady made about GPs and not trusting GPs, and, you know, they don't know what they're talking about. And I actually want to come out in defense of, I have a lot of GPs that refer to me now. It's not the rule, and it's not the norm yet. But there are some really forward, evolutionary thinking GPs. And what I want you guys to think about is that most general practitioners, like most medical staff, it's not them themselves, it's their system. It's the system that educated them. Now, the majority of medical degrees are funded by pharmaceutical industry. It's the system that authorizes them. It's the system that pays their wages, you know. A lot of these GPs, if they step out of line too far from the status quo, they can lose their job, they can lose their license, and I'm sure you guys have seen in the media, some of them have even lost their lives. You know, this is kind of a multi-trillion-pound industry, the sick care, because it's not healthcare, let's be honest. So it's not always GPs not knowing. Yes, there are some GPs that just kind of sideline any alternative therapies or any kind of complementary therapies or natural solutions, but there are lots of GPs that are very forward thinking. So it's not always your GP. And if you are lucky enough to have a GP that does listen to you and does take time to take your opinion into consideration and doesn't automatically write you a prescription, then you're very lucky. And it's those GPs that I celebrate, and every time I have a referral come through my door or a GP sends me a letter, or actually I've got clients who are GPs, you know, I'm humbled. So it really, really does kind of humble me and gives me hope for the future. Okay, so there were my responses to those two questions, those responses. Again, thank you for sharing. I've got much more to come. Have a great Monday, and I'll see you soon.